I made a movie in New Orleans with James Gandolfini called
Need to have my
Sean Penn. It was about the Louisiana governor.
need to have my title list available.
Yeah, look it up. It's,
What year was that?
Oh, I don't know.
In the 80s or the 90s?
Yeah, no, it was. Sean Penn was in it. Mike Medavoy produced it.
Yeah, I don't have the title at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, it's let's see what we could think
Who
of
was
it.
the director?
It was directed by
That'll help me. Wasn't Steve Zalen, was it?
Steve Zalian.
So it was All the King's Men in
All
2000.
the King's Men.
That's
So
that's
what
how
year
I
did we
would
make
know.
that?
2006 is when you made All the King's
2006.
Men. Yeah.
I was involved with All the King's Men. We shot it mostly in New Orleans.
Written and directed by Steve Zalen.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And the opening sequence is that James Gandolfini is promoting Sean Penn to be the governor, to be to potentially be the governor. And it's a scene in a pool hall, and the crew call was at 7. So I must have been there at 6:30. 7 o'clock. Equipment comes out. We pre-rigged it, I think. Hair and makeup people are there, and about 7:30, I go get a cup of coffee, and I get a call on the walkie-talkie at I think I'm there at 8 o'clock, and James Gandolfini hasn't showed up. He's not in the car. So I go back on the walkie-talkie. I said, tell the driver to go into the hotel and ring his room. Comes back. He did it. He's not answering. Now, I know that from the past, I'd done some homework that James Gandolfini had a slight problem.
Gotcha.
And so
Code language.
I call the studio and say, what do you want to do? And they said, well, I said, recast, find another scene. What do we want to do? He said, well, send the crew home after 8 hours. Send them home and pay them for 8, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
So he was a no-show for the day.
He was nowhere to be seen. And so in New Orleans, it was always smart to have a police detail on the set. And so I get on the walkie-talkie, and the captain, I asked the captain of the detail to come see me at the coffee truck. And I said, do me a favor. He said, put one of your men in the lobby of James Gandolfini's hotel, 24-hour basis, off-duty cop, 12-hour shifts. Sit on a couch near the house phone. If someone comes to see Mr. Gandolfini, I think you know what to do. I said, yeah, I think I can figure out what to do. So that night, about 10 o'clock, some dude goes to the house phone and asks for James Gandolfini. And the officer on duty on the couch goes up to the guy and opens up his coat, shows him his badge, opens up his coat, and shows him his gun and says, come on outside. That was the end of the visitors to James Gandolfini. The next day, James Gandolfini came on the set. Never had a problem with him any other days. At the end of the movie, James Gandolfini asked me to come to his camper. And I did. I said, "Hey, James, what's up?" He said, "Here's a little present for you." I said, "Thank you." I open it up. When I go out, I go back to my trailer, whatever it is. I open it up. It's a Rolex watch. He knew that I saved him in that movie.